Hi there. Slow breathing is an amazing breathing technique. It has so many health benefits. If it was a pill, everyone would be taking it. Today I'm going to talk about how to develop a slow breathing practice. And associated with this video, there are 3 10-minute audio tracks. The links for these are shown below in the description. So, how to practice slow breathing? It sounds simple, but when you try it, a number of questions tend to come up. How slowly should I breathe? Now, slow breathing has been used to restore or enhance health for thousands of years. And it's worth noting that over all this time, there have been no reports of any adverse effects. So there are no downsides to this practice. In 2017, Dr. Mark Russo and his colleagues published a comprehensive study of the research on the physiological effects of slow breathing. Dr. Russo works mainly with pain management, and he encourages his patients to practice slow breathing. Slow breathing has helped his patients to cope with pain. But the studies have shown that breathing around 6 breaths per minute appears to optimise breathing efficiency, but it also seems to have an almost magical effect on the rest of the body as well. Breathing at 6 breaths per minute improves the functioning of the heart, improves how blood vessels function, activates major nerves, and it just seems to calm the whole body down. And this doesn't happen as separate actions. The whole body seems to coalesce together in a very natural way. Should I breathe through my nose or my mouth? Well, you should breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your nose. The nose is designed for efficient, healthy breathing, whilst the mouth is designed for eating and talking. If you have any problems with your nose being blocked, then have a look at the exercises to unblock your nose, which might help. Do I need to sit cross-legged? No, you don't need to sit in a yoga or meditation pose. You can if you like, but the important thing is to sit or recline in a position where your spine is reasonably straight and where your abdomen can move easily. You can use cushions or pillows to help you to get into a relaxed position. Try to wear loose clothing and avoid tight belts or jeans which restrict the movement of your abdomen. In this diagram you can see where the diaphragm is, just above the abdomen. The diaphragm is the biggest and the main muscle for healthy breathing, and when you practice slow breathing it's going to need to move more than it normally does. When we breathe in, the diaphragm moves downwards, and this pulls air into the bottom of the lungs. When the diaphragm relaxes, it moves up and pushes the air out. So, slow breathing is best practiced in a position which allows you to feel relaxed and to enable your diaphragm to move. How much air should I breathe? Breathe gently, smoothly and quietly. Breathe at the minimum level you can to feel comfortable. Now, sometimes people feel they want to take really big breaths and fill their lungs up when they start to practice slow breathing, but that's not a good idea. The problem here is breathing too deeply can result in hyperventilation, and that's not helpful. So for best results, keep your breathing to a minimum. Relax into your breathing. Here's a suggested practice schedule. If you haven't practiced slow breathing before, you may find it helpful to take a couple of smaller steps before you try the optimal 6 breaths per minute. I suggest you start with the 10-minute slow breathing training, set 1. This will help you to move from breathing at 12 breaths per minute, which is around the normal breathing rate, to a slower breathing pattern of 8 breaths per minute. And here you'll do this by following gong prompts to breathe. Practice this twice a day for at least a week. People seem to achieve the best results with a little and often approach. So practicing a 10-minute set twice a day will yield far better results than 2 hours of back-to-back practice once a week. Now once set 1 is comfortable and easy, then move on to slow breathing training set 2. Here you'll learn to control and slow your breathing further, as you're guided to move from 8 breaths per minute to 6 breaths per minute. I suggest you practice this twice a day for at least a week. Slow breathing increases levels of carbon dioxide in the body, and it often takes the body a week or so to acclimatise to these higher levels. It's a bit like acclimatising to altitude. Once set 2 is easy, you'll be ready to move on to the 6 breaths per minute set. You can stick with this practice or try the myriad of free breathing apps available. Some of these use a visual cue, and there are options to practice for a longer or shorter time. Another question, do I need to practice exactly 6 breaths per minute? No, you don't. The optimal breathing rate varies between individuals from about 5.5 to 6.5 breaths per minute, so you may like to experiment to find out what's right for you. How long do I need to practice before I see results? Well, your body won't be able to change overnight. You may feel more relaxed, but physiological changes take longer. I'd suggest practicing twice a day for 5 weeks. You should notice a difference after 5 weeks. Slow breathing is a natural medicine, and it's a good idea to continue a low level of practice for life, perhaps once or twice a week. In summary, the important message that Dr. Russo's research showed was that breathing is not just breathing. Optimal breathing has a positive knock-on effect to the whole body. Well, you won't know how it feels until you give it a try. So now's the time. Okay, bye now.